time. Professor Bola Akinterewa, Director General of the Bolitag Center for Diplomacy and Strategic Studies, joins us now to discuss more on this meeting. Professor Akinterewa, thank you so much for joining us on The World Today.
Thank you.
So this assembly is calling for a global push for inquiry into COVID-19 response across the board, most especially the World Health Organization. In your opinion, how has the organization done so far?
I think the organization has been responding to the whims and caprices of its member states. The member states, in number about 194, they all have very conflicting interests. So they are not looking to protect a common interest per se. So in responding to the performance of the World Health Organization, one will say that, look, whoever is stronger than the other has been able to influence the organization to decide. So in this case, I will say that the organization has done well to the extent that it has been able to inform the global community on a regular basis, in fact on a daily basis, the situational reality of the pandemic. When we take into account its own challenges, then one cannot but say that, look, the criticisms generally levied against the organization are welcome, but at the end of the day, the other side of it, there is no foundation, no good foundation for that.
Well, let's head back to our discussion on the 73rd Annual World Health Assembly. Professor Bola Akinterewa is back with us to continue our discussion. Professor Akinterewa, it's good to have you back with us. Before the slight interruption, we were talking about how the World Health Organization has fared so far in dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic. And, you know, while a lot of countries have been very supportive of the WHO, with both China and South Korea pledging hundreds of millions of dollars to the global fight, China has also come under criticism. What do you make of how this is played out? Could China have done better in alerting the global community when this, coronavirus pandemic came to light?
I wouldn't say that the Chinese would have done in any way better, for one simple reason. COVID-19 pandemic is an expression of international politics. It's all politics. Muammar Gaddafi, before he died, he reminded us that the powerful countries of the world, they create viruses. Then they manufacture vaccines. They keep the vaccines for a period of time, giving the impression to the whole world that they are now just making new efforts to make them. But actually, by the time they create new viruses, they provide the mitigation, the solution, the vaccines. And then later on, they will now ask all others to come and be buying the vaccines and so on and so forth. That is according to Muammar Gaddafi before he died. Now, when you look at the immediate causal factors, the politics as it is, the Cold War that is emerging at the level of the Chinese and the Americans clearly point to what Muammar Gaddafi had theorized, according to which, for instance, at the level of the Americans, the issue is that the coronavirus originated in Wuhan in China. The Chinese responded and said yes, that would have been with the aid of the Americans, that they planted the virus in China. So you can now see that at the level of the Chinese and the Americans, mutual accusations, mutual allegations. So in this case, if it is in the interest of the Chinese will have done better. If it is not in the interest of the Chinese will play politics with it.
Oh, all right then, Professor Bola Akintola. You know, this assembly is running for 2 days, and we still have to watch out to what the United States has to say after, you know, shortening funding from the World Health Organization not too long ago. But we will keep our eyes out and see how all that plays out. Professor Bola Akintola, Director General of the Bolitag Center for Diplomacy and Strategic Studies, thank you so much for joining us on The World Today.